Welcome to this session on creating clear, consistent, and purpose-driven views in enterprise architecture using ArchiMate. In this presentation, we'll explore guidelines and best practices to ensure that each view communicates effectively and aligns with stakeholder needs and organizational goals. By the end of this session, you'll have a structured approach to designing insightful and actionable diagrams.
Creating clear, consistent, and purpose-driven views is essential for effectively communicating enterprise architecture. The guidelines provide a structured approach to developing views across various ArchiMate layers: business, application, technology, and strategy. By maintaining clarity and alignment with stakeholder needs, architects ensure that each view serves its intended purpose while integrating seamlessly into the larger architectural framework. Ensure each view addresses a specific question or concern. For example, a business process view details how a service is delivered, while a technology infrastructure view focuses on infrastructure components. Tailor opinions to the audience. Executives may need high-level summaries, while solution architects require granular detail. Limiting scope prevents unnecessary complexity and ensures readability. Single purpose per view. Each view should address a specific question or concern. For instance, a business process view might detail how a service is delivered, while a technology infrastructure view focuses on infrastructure components and their roles. Limit the scope. Focus only on elements essential to the stated purpose to keep the diagram concise. This prevents unnecessary complexity and ensures readability. Identify the audience. Tailor the view to its intended audience. For example, a high-level summary for executives may omit technical details, while a granular view for solution architects includes them. Adopt consistent naming conventions to ensure clarity. For example, prefix names with the layer or viewpoint, for example, bus proc order handling. Avoid a mix of high and low-level elements in the same view to maintain a uniform level of abstraction. Attach detailed properties or notes when additional context is needed. Naming conventions. Adopt a clear and consistent naming structure, such as prefixing names with the layer or viewpoint, for example, bus proc, order handling, technode, data center west. Appropriate detail in labels. Use concise descriptive names. For additional details, attach properties or notes rather than cluttering the diagram. Consistent level of abstraction. Avoid mixing high-level and low-level elements in the same view to maintain a uniform level of detail. Use appropriate ArchiMate relationships to maintain clarity. For instance, use realization to show how one element implements another, or an assignment to indicate responsibility. Avoid clutter by limiting relationships in a single view. Create subviews or provide textual explanations if needed. Maintain traceability across layers to link business services to application services and beyond. Correct relationship types. Use appropriate ArchiMate relationships, such as realization, to show how one element realizes another, or assignment to indicate responsibility. Avoid overusing relationships. Overly complex relationship mapping can clutter the diagram. When necessary, create subviews or include textual explanations. Enforce traceability. Ensure relationships across layers are documented and visually traced when possible, linking business services to application services and technology layers. We will go into relationships in another video. Consistent visual styling enhances readability. Assign unique colors to each layer. For example, business =sign blue, application =sign green. Position elements predictably, such as technology infrastructure at the bottom and business roles on the left. Keep diagrams manageable by avoiding overly large visuals. Use subviews if needed. Color coding. Assign unique colors to each layer. For example, motivation =sign yellow, business =sign blue, application =sign green, technology =sign orange-gray, and apply them consistently. Layout conventions. Position elements in predictable areas, for example, technology infrastructure at the bottom, business roles on the left, to enhance familiarity. Diagram size and readability. Avoid overly large or complex diagrams. Break them into subviews if needed and use containers or lanes to group related elements. Accompany diagrams with explanations and legends. The introductory text should describe the view's purpose and key insights. Use a legend to clarify color coding, icons, or notations. Highlight critical elements or relationships with annotations to guide readers to the most essential parts of the diagram. Introductory text. Please briefly explain the view's purpose and the key insights it provides. Add legend. Use legends to clarify any color coding, icons, or special notations. Highlight key takeaways. Annotate critical elements or relationships, for example, key risk area, primary data flow, to guide readers to the most essential parts. Cross-check diagrams to ensure consistency across layers. For instance, business roles in the business layer should align with the motivation or application layer. Validate views with subject matter experts to confirm accuracy and relevance. Regularly update diagrams to reflect changes in requirements, systems, or processes. Cross-check with other views. Ensure consistency across layers. For example, business roles in the business layer should align with roles in the motivation or application layer. Quality review. Validate diagrams with subject matter experts to confirm accuracy and relevance. Evolve diagrams over time. Update diagrams regularly to reflect changes in requirements, systems, or processes. Organize views in a logical narrative flow. For example, starting with motivation, why, followed by business, what, application, how, and technology, with what. Leverage standard ArchiMate viewpoints like business process cooperation or application usage to ensure comprehensive coverage. Document any deviations from ArchiMate standards to maintain clarity and consistency. Sequential narrative. Organize views in a logical sequence, such as motivation, why, to business, what, application, how, technology, with what, hyperlinks or references. Link views to supporting materials or related diagrams in digital formats to ensure easy navigation. Maintain traceability to requirements. Connect elements back to drivers, goals, and principles to maintain alignment with organizational objectives. We'll explore how to effectively leverage ArchiMate's standard viewpoints and adapt them to meet your organization's needs. By starting with predefined viewpoints like business process cooperation or application usage, you can ensure comprehensive coverage of key concerns. However, as every organization is unique, customization is often necessary. It's essential to adapt views responsibly while adhering to ArchiMate's notation rules and documenting any deviations to maintain consistency and clarity in your models. Leverage standard viewpoints. To ensure comprehensive coverage, start with ArchiMate's standard viewpoints, for example, business process cooperation, application usage. Customize appropriately. Tailor views to address unique organizational needs while adhering to ArchiMate notation rules. Document deviations. Document any deviations from standard ArchiMate practices to maintain clarity and consistency.
By adhering to these guidelines, architects can create cohesive, clear, and purpose-driven views that enhance stakeholder understanding and support decision-making. Each view addresses specific concerns while maintaining consistency in notation, naming, and relationships across layers. Providing sufficient context, limiting scope, and ensuring traceability back to organizational goals reinforces the credibility and utility of the diagrams. This disciplined approach ensures that your enterprise architecture remains a valuable tool for aligning business strategies, IT systems, and operational objectives. By consistently applying these principles, your architecture becomes an asset that supports current needs and future transformation. Thank you for joining me on this journey through enterprise architecture and ArchiMate. If you enjoyed this presentation, please give it a like. Think of it as your way of hitting the lever in Skinner's box. Like in the famous experiment, every like is my reward and encouragement to keep delivering content that informs and inspires. And of course, feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments. Your feedback helps shape what comes next. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.